Okay, we're going to be talking about, we're going to review a little bit about percents here. This is box C from Unit 1, and we're still reviewing from stuff from last year. So what we want to talk about here are percents, mostly percents, but we want to recognize that if we have something like a percent, which is, I don't know, 35% here, we can express this as a fraction, because what percent really means is that this is something out of 100. So 35% means 35 out of 100. And if we actually do this division, 35 divided by 100, punch this into our calculator, we get 0.35. So we can have a percent, we can have a fraction, we can have a decimal. Okay? And often what you want to do is you want to go from your percent straight over here to your decimal, and you can do that simply by dividing by 100. The one that is often tricky is if you've got something like 5% and you want to go right to a decimal. Remember, you have to divide by 100, so it won't be 0.5, it'll be 0.05 as a decimal. And of course, you can have percents that are bigger than 100%. You could have something like 120%. If we were to turn this into a decimal, again, we would divide by 100. And when you're dividing by 100, remember the easy way is to just take that decimal point and move it 2 spaces over. So this would be 1.2 as a decimal. Okay. The two big kinds of calculations you need to be able to do with percents is you need to be able to find the percent of a number, and you need to have, if you're given two numbers, express the relationship as a percent. So percent of a number, you might be asked to do something like 35% of 62. Okay? Just to make up some numbers there. What we want to do first, if we've got a question like this, is take our percent and turn it into a decimal. So I've already done that up here. We had 35%. We divided by 100 to get, as a decimal, 0.35. And then we want to take that decimal and multiply it by this number that we're trying to find the percent of. So 35% of 62 becomes 0.35 times 62. I can't do that kind of math in my head, so I pull up my calculator here, 0.35 times 62, and it tells me that the answer is 21.7. Okay. So it's a good idea to have a calculator handy when you're doing this section. Okay. Well, the other kind of question is you've got one number out of another number, and you want to express this as a percent. So you might have something like 27 out of 138. What is this as a percent? Well, we're going to take this, make it into a fraction, 27 out of 138, and then we just want to convert this fraction into a percent. So we're going to do this division, again on our calculator. 27 divided by 138 equals 0.1956. And then to get our percent, we're just going to multiply by 100. Times 100 gets me 19.56%. Okay. And I should really put this little dot here, because that wasn't exactly equal to 19.56. It was approximately equal to 19.56. So those are the two basic kinds of things you need to do. So a little problem solving here. A shirt regularly sells for $30. It is on sale for 20% off. How much does it cost? Okay. So first off, we have to figure out how much is the discount, or the amount that is taken off, in dollars. Well, if they're taking 20% off, we want to find 20% of $30. How do we do this calculation? Well, we're going to take our 20%, we're going to change it into a decimal, 0.20, and multiply by our 30. Again, calculator, 0.2 times 30 gives us, I heard it, it's 6. So $6 is the amount of the discount. What are we going to do with that discount now that we've got it? Exactly. This gets taken off of our regular price. So let's just say over here that our new cost is going to be $30 minus $6. So our shirt costs $24. Okay. Now you don't need to put, discount in dollars and new costs and things like that. But doing that just makes your solution a little bit easier to understand. Okay, so it's just nice form to have one line of your calculation, the next line lined up down below it, all these equal signs line up nicely, and you sort of explain what's going on at each step here. All right, final question here. A pair of $60 pants are being sold for $50. What percent is this of the regular price? So this is the other type of question. We have two numbers, 50 and 60, and we want to express this sort of as a percent. So we got to set up that fraction. Now, is this fraction going to be 60 over 50? Is it going to be 50 over 60? What do you think? Ashley? 50 over 60. Yeah. So we take our 50 over 60 because it's $50 out of the original 60. And we're going to convert this into a percent. So let's see, 50 divided by 60 gives us, I get 0.833. I'm going to put the little dot over the 3 there to let you know that the 3 goes on and on forever. Yeah? You usually use the line if there's more than one digit repeated. So if your number was something like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like this, okay, you would write that as 0.12 repeated like that, because the line goes over both numbers that are repeated. If it's just one digit that gets repeated, you usually just use the dot, but you could do the line as well, okay? And then let's change this into a percent by just multiplying by 100, and that'll give me 83.3%. And usually with percents, one decimal place is all you really need, okay? And that is it for our little review of percents.